hand over to our final two speakers, Janet and Phyllis, who are going to do a co-presentation. Yeah, looks good.
Okay, hi everyone. That was a nice game. I loved it. So yeah, and I'm going to take you through my presentation, and I'm going to start with a story, and I'm going to tell you a story about an epic creature. I'm going to tell you a story about elephants. These organisms, they are so majestic, and yet they're so threatened. They're beautiful, yet their potential to be more and do more is so limited. Regardless, they have survived over time till new human generations have been able to witness their beauty. And I was just thinking about this, and it hits me that maybe it's because they're led by a matriarch mother. And as Regina quoted in her post, that the matriarch mother is like the oldest elephant in the population. And this matriarch mother knows the secrets of the landscapes. She knows the risks in the landscape, the opportunities in the landscape. And with that, she's able to guide the whole family. And with that, they've sustainably carried themselves amidst all the threats and the limitation. And what's a better way of defining an African woman if you can't like put her in the context of an elephant? Because we are beautiful, we are full of potentials, but we are limited. We are limited culturally, financially, and even professionally. And that is evidence in the, no, okay. I was just, my slides is not moving. Okay, I've just disabled the, okay. And that is evident in a study that was published by Italia et al. That involved a global community's assessment of the state of conservation technology, like that was in the old world. And why am I saying it's that evidence how an African woman is limited financially, professionally, and culturally in their day-to-day activities? From this study that was looking into adoption of conservation technologies, it was noted that in the gender context, it was noted that women are generally limited due to their cultural backgrounds. And in Africa, this is really true because it's our culture, the so many responsibilities that our culture put on us limits our ability to do more, to be more, to grab opportunities and just enhance ourselves professionally. And it's from the findings of this study that the WILDLABS started a program dubbed the Women in Conservation Technology. And this was just aimed at building women capacity in conservation technology. And that led to a selection of 15 women out of 200 applicants who are part of this project. I'm Phyllis Masudi, and I'm a Women in Conservation Tech, Kenya. So going back to this group of women, out of 200 applications that were submitted to be considered for this project, 15 women were selected to be part of this training, to be for their capacity to be built in the use of technology in the conservation field in Kenya, specifically because these are Kenyan women drawn from different professional backgrounds and different work categories, some in the government, some in the non-government organization, while some are working with communities. After the selection of this group, that was done in May, this group has undergone a 6 months hybrid training. Some of this training have been in-person training, which was conducted at Olpejeta. You people need to visit Olpejeta. It's just a very nice landscape with so many animals and with professionals there that are ready to collect data that are aimed at evidence-based decision-making in conservation. So, and it was the ideal place that this training could have been done. I mean, there's no better place that this training could have been done. And maybe marketing or Pejeta, I don't know. It's a conservancy, you need to visit it. Yeah, so some of the trainings were in person. That was conducted at Old Pejeta. That's 2 times. The first meetup, like of the cohort, and the last one that was done barely 2 weeks ago. Another form that the training took was experiential learning. So during the in-person trainings, these trainees or participants were taken into the field where they were able to handle hands-on or the techniques in the conservations. And this included camera traps, flying drones, setting the camera traps, and like just using SMART as a data collection app, and being taken through Ranger and GIS. And this was being done on an experiential basis, like going out to the field and monitoring where collared lions could have been. And we met some 3 that were really interesting after eating a buffalo. So full stomach also an afternoon nap. And another form of training that this took was online training. And this went for like about 4 months, in which we covered a variety of topics from different professional backgrounds. And with this training, we had a lot of achievement, a lot of outcomes. And I'm going to invite my colleague, Janet Kavutha, just to take over. She was experiencing some technical issues, and she's not there. I'll just continue. But let me just see if she's there. Hi, Janet.
I'm here.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm present.
Do you want me to project for you? Or you want to share your screen?
No, you can project for me.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Janet Kavutha. I'm a wildlife researcher working with the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, and I'm part of the Women in Conservation Technology program, the first cohort in Kenya. So next. So Phyllis has touched on the program, and I'll just pass through, cover the content that was delivered to us over the 6 months period. We gained skills on fundraising, use of my mobile app data collection tools like Smart Ranger Service CTO, Google Earth Engine, use of AI for camera trap image processing, how to write scientific papers and publishing, the guidelines of publishing. We also gained leadership and team management skills, networking skills, and we also engaged in assignments and designed projects, and also learn how to pitch ideas to different stakeholders. Yeah, next. So next slide. Yeah, so this information over the 6 months as manifested in different ways. So our takeaways and achievements as participants in this program was gaining skills in grant writing. First, each participant was awarded $500 grant by which is a tech company and FFI to support the project. So these skills were manifested in some of the participant getting funds, getting grants for research, like, for example, from Mohammed bin Zayed Species Conservation Fund, one of us got a research grant to carry out project on primates in Kenyan coast. Another participant got a grant from Idea World, an equipment grant where it's equipment that she'll be using to work with community scouts. Also on publication, we had one of the participants publish a paper over that period, a paper on interactions of fire and trees in the African savanna. And we also have 2 of the participants who submitted their papers and a review. We also had participants write articles on Conservation Magazine and national magazines here in Kenya. And we also, as a group, attended the Earth Ranger conference where we had 2 sessions on to talk about gender equality in wildlife conservation, and it was really an engaging session. We got to network and learn a lot on how different organizations are using and applying Earth Ranger, and also to talk with women who have been in the field for long and also share their challenges and also getting to learn from them. We also had one of the participants attend the WIOMSA 12th Scientific Symposium, where she presented her work on the inclusion of artists in ocean science communication. And also another participant also attended the Pan-African Ornithological Congress 15 and presented her work on the illegal killing and taking of birds in sub-Saharan Africa. And also she got to win an award on the best poster presentation. Also, another award went to one of the participants where she was certified by WIOMSA to be a marine scientist level 1. And so all these, the technical skills and the professional skills that we gain over the 6 months has seen some of us adopt technology in different ways, because we were exposed into diversity pool of technology that we can apply, we can just pick and apply in our works. So some of us are able to apply Earth Ranger, SMART, Cyber Tracker, Survey CTO, use camera traps, acoustics in their work, and also use the analysis knowledge that we were given, knowing that these mobile apps can integrate with softwares where you can be able to analyze data. And also understanding that, because some of us just collect data as an admin role, but now getting exposed into a world where you can use data, you can analyze data, you can get publications from that data, it was a plus for the participants. Next. Yeah, so these are some of the articles that some of the participants were able to write. An article on how tech is improving, sorry, just go back. Yeah, how tech is improving wildlife conservation in northern Kenya, and the lions of Mugi, which was an article covering how collaring of lions is helping in their conservation in northern Kenya. And also one of us also wrote an article about communities participating in conservation, and yeah, through technology. Yeah, so this is us during the Earth Ranger user conference, where we had the sessions. Our panel discussions comprised of women from different sectors using technology. For example, we had Dr. Mercia from Gorongosa National Park, who is a vet. We had Alina Peter, who is Operation Room Coordinator for the Grumeti Fund in Tanzania. And you also had one of us, Anne Wamboi, who's a conservation officer in one of the conservancies in northern Kenya, as part of the panel. We also had manager from Kenya Wildlife Service, who is a conservation manager in one of the areas in Kenya, and she has had experience on many years working with the government in the conservation sector. We also had Redemptor, she's working for Gravy Zebra Trust, and she has like over 10 years using SMART and now Earth Ranger in northern Kenyan conservancies as well. Yeah, so next. Yeah, and so this one of our participants in the WIOMSA conference in South Africa, and this is Consolata receiving an award in the ornithological conference in Zimbabwe. So call to action. Being part of this group has get exposure into a diverse world of technology, and also has built our confidence in adopting technology. And I'm sure Steph and the other facilitators can really attest how we came in at first in the project and how we came out recently in the project. Yeah, so what we will say is that such opportunities need to be created and such initiatives supported, and so that we can expose young women into the world of technology in conservation and build their confidence in taking up space and doing great work in conservation. And also from the talks, I've really learned a lot, and I've really gotten to understand how now, like, if there's so much attention coming into linking technology, like bringing technology into solving conservation problems, and we will wish like everyone doing that, and to share more on WILDLABS, because it is a reliable platform for upcoming conservationists where we can go learn and discover new things, and also get collaborations, get to learn one or two things, also get to know, to find out something that we can apply in our work. And also, as part of the WICT group, we will be forming a group on WILDLABS where we will share our work and how we are applying technology in conservation projects, also getting to look for solutions in areas where we feel stuck, and we will also be offering guidelines for applications for future cohorts. Yeah, so from a group of highly motivated young conservationists, we say thank you. And yeah, we are looking forward to interacting on the WILDLABS platforms, as some of us are now getting into the world of applying technology in their projects. And yeah, you'll be seeing us around a lot. Get used to us now. Yeah, always having that WICT face coming across. Yeah, thank you.
We'll be running the world.
What a superb finish. I know we're a little bit over time, but I just wanted to ask, were there any, what was the thing that most surprised you guys, or surprised you guys during the course, or that you learned over the 6 months, or that happened?
You go ahead, Phyllis.
I mean, one of the things that really surprised me, especially coming from a veterinary background, being a vet, is that there's so much you can do from one profession. Like, you can connect two different professions and do so much in addressing a problem that you are not aware you could address from your primary profession. Knowing that there are so many techniques out there that I can actually apply in monitoring like wildlife movement. And because my focus usually is the interaction phase or between wildlife, domestic animals, because it's the route through which human beings also get zoonotic diseases. And knowing that there are camera traps to do this, they are like Earth Ranger smart, they are like that can help me monitor animal movements and animal populations at a given area at a given point. And it really surprised me that I can really get so much from getting into conservation as a vet and using techniques that are coming up and those that are already there to address the challenges that I want to solve as a veterinarian.
Janet, did you have any thoughts? Ooh, I think we just lost Janet. I'll come back to her.
I think for me, what is on papers and seeing the seeing these advanced scientists use. So I was impressed knowing that I can always tone that down to a level that I can work with. Like, I don't have to be an advanced scientist to use a platform like Earth Ranger, like smart, and knowing that I can tone it down to a level where I can work with it, and also tone it down to a level where community scouts can also work with, like I can teach them how to use that ranger, and I can teach the data persons in these conservancies on how to integrate and analyze this data. Yeah, that was the standing point for me, something that I had never thought about.
The other question I had was, I think a lot of times training programs try to do See you later, Chris. Try to do everything in 1 week or one workshop and try to get through it, and then you go away and do stuff. In this one, we did 2 workshops and had the virtual stuff before. Do you think that? What do you think the value of having the 2 workshops were? Those 2 touch points in person.
I think it was really important because you got to understand us, like with the service that we were taking, how we came in, like our level of understanding, our level of technology adoption, and you got to also assess that after 6 months, also during the in-person workshop. Yeah, so I think that is that was really good, and I'm sure like with the achievements that we've made and with the milestones that we've made, you guys have been able to learn a lot and also like gauge us on, also like analyze the program if it was effective or it was not effective.
Phyllis?
And also the hybrid approach that we have, like in-person training with several online training, was actually convenient for, like, from a woman perspective, a mother's perspective, because we got like this flexible platform to get to learn while at the same time keeping up appearance at our workplaces, at our homes. Yeah, so I think the platform, that hybrid type of training approach, was very ideal in this situation. Yeah.
All right. I realize we're quite over time, so I just want to say thank you, Phyllis and Janet. And thank you everyone else for joining us today. It was really lovely. And we'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks everyone. Bye.